Test my audio. Okay, what I'm doing right now, I'm testing some software. I'm going to try to show a client of mine how to use this software to make these AI videos that you see all over social media. Is it easy? Is it quick? Do they work? Are they stupid? I'm trying to figure this out. So I'm setting it up real quick and seeing how quickly I can do it to be able to tell somebody else how to do it. Maybe it's going to save them time. Maybe it's valuable to them. Save a lot of time and effort trying to do something like this. So I'm experimenting for myself. I'm going to go to the website. These are alternatives to Opus, Klap, and some other ones. And I'm just seeing how they work, experimenting for myself, testing it out with a few clips and see what I think about it as a professional video editor, working for other companies like marketing agencies and other companies that use these videos to run ads. Would they use them? Are they suitable? Do they work? Well, if it's for personal uses, maybe it varies, but if this quality is okay with you, there's really not a whole lot going on here other than just adding the video clip. There's no treatments, there's no AI generated images. The edits on this particular one, the text looks very basic and similar. It looks like there's some orphan text here. Maybe the lines and the spacing don't exactly work here when there's words that are left hanging on their own. So I don't know. I'm going to test it out and see what I think. A lot of these are using ChatGPT or like OpenAI software, kind of the same stuff on the back side of it, but however, the user interface and other stuff might be different on the front. So whatever appeals to you, maybe the back end, the software and the power and the GPU, like the way that this stuff works is probably all the same. However, if you like the user interface and how everything looks and how it works to be able to use it, maybe that makes a difference to you. So this one I'm using is called Klap. And this one, like most of the others, again, a lot of the stuff's similar. Paste the YouTube link here or drop the file in. So I'm going to see what file size it can use because I want to upload a file, but the file that I have, let's see here. So my client work, get that out of the way. I want to upload a file, but this one might be too big. It's 500 something megabytes. So let's see what the limitations are. Again, something to consider if you make a video and the file size is huge. How long does it take to upload? Is it going to work? Are there restrictions? I don't know. This one is a 15-minute long video. So initially, I just uploaded this video from my client and friend that owns a crypto trading group. So he wants to chop this down in social media segments for his channel. So in this one, it's giving us some presets, some default. Basically, it looks like there's some templates in place here and you can move through these templates and choose, okay, which one of these looks good to you. Let's see. Well, it looks like maybe you're limited on that for now, but there's probably only like 7 or 8 here to choose from. Let's see what settings we got here. Create up to 10 shorts from your video. Add captions. Crop. Some of this stuff allows smart cropping, but it's just going to basically facial recognition and use somebody's face to keep it in there. Emojis. Not sure if these are just going to be the basic text emojis. So how that works, if the word happy comes on the screen, does it show happy face, I guess? So we'll see. Here's the option for YouTube Shorts for 1 minute. Here's a auto option, I guess, for something longer than 1 minute for TikTok or other platforms that support something for longer than a minute. Allow you to choose the language. Automatic, okay. Now, I don't see anything here as far as being able to edit after the fact. So I guess we'll just choose one and go from there and see what happens. This one, I think, is probably the closest to what my client's guidelines are. He's got blue and green, turquoise, and some of these colors here. Maybe I'll choose this one because it may match similar or close to the style of their brand. However, this is important too. Imagine you're trying to do these videos for somebody and you're not able to edit them. You're not able to adjust these colors and the fonts and things like that. Well, now you're stuck. What happens if you try to use this as an AI tool that you can't edit or you can't fix, and the client requests a revision or requests a change or something like that? You don't know how to do it. So it's just a caveat or something like this. What else they got? Captions, crop. Okay. So I'm just going to try this for now. I got a 15-minute video. I'm popping it in there. I'm choosing this preset right here, which sort of matches what his style motif is. I'm choosing Shorts, yes, create shorts. Crop in on the face. Emojis, yeah, I'll leave that in there. Captions, looks like it's all set, ready to go. So I'm just gonna hit generate and see what happens from here. It's gonna take some, oh, wow, it's actually uploading pretty quick. I was about to say, I'm gonna pause the video, but maybe not. So that's decent. Okay, so the timer is running here. It's been about 10 seconds so far. It says there's 4 minutes remaining. So this, again, this is my first time using this stuff. I'm just trying to go through it and see what makes sense, how it works. If it's worthwhile to add this into my repertoire as a marketing agency, maybe I should use it. Maybe I could teach other clients how to use it and business owners how to use it so it saves them time. I don't know. I'm experimenting. So it says it's got 4 minutes left. I'm going to pause it right here just for the sake of time. When it pops back open, I'll show you exactly how long it took. Okay, so it was actually longer than 5 minutes, but that's okay. It did a lot of work. So it spit out 12 shorts from that 15-minute segment. Actually, you look at my mouse highlight here, it's almost 16 minutes, but it spit out 12 shorts. Now, I haven't played these yet. These are preview right here, low res preview. And I'm just taking a look at exactly what popped out here. So I can see some of these are actually over a minute. And again, you're trying to use some of these for shorts. They want it 59 seconds is optimal, I guess, because not exactly 1 minute, but 59 seconds. And then some of these short, I'm looking through there. This one's 22 seconds. I'm not sure exactly what I'm gonna do with that. However, the other ones are, here's another one that's 22 seconds. Oh, here's one that's 1 minute, 10 seconds. And here's another one that's 1 minute and 1 second. So it looks like some of these might need to be chopped below that time frame anyways to get to 59. At least that's my best practices, my experiences, keep it at that level so nothing gets cut off at the end there, unless there's a lot of tails on the end that say link in bio or something. It's on the screen for like 3 to 5 seconds. But anyway, this is what it spits out. So as you can see, it gives us 12 images. So if somebody's recording 15 minutes of video, that's pretty good. That's pretty concise to chop down 12 shorts from that video within less than 5 minutes. And so I'm going to read this out to you here. Virality score. This one says 75 out of 100. So I'm not sure exactly how they're coming to that deduction, but let's just take a look here. It says this video has a niche topic that may appeal to a specific audience interested in candlestick analysis and trend reversal strategies. While it may not have mass appeal for viral success, it can generate high engagement within its target audience. I don't know where it's pulling that data from. It's probably just using the transcript and the audio that's being presented on the screen there in the video about what he's talking about. However, I did see some other apps that allow you to add the category and choose the hashtag and choose the niche and choose the topic so that it can be relevant and so that it can focus on the right type of things here. So in this particular app, Klap app, this is what it's showing me here. The transcript, it's showing exactly what text is being used here. And so I'm just going to play one through and take a look at it. And then it should give us the ability to edit and see what kind of options are here before we export it. So let's just take a look, shall we? Make sure my audio is good here. And let's play this.
And so how do we take...
I want to make sure you can hear it. So I think I need to turn the right audio channel up. Let's take a look again.
This trade? Well, I'm going to tell you how we would take this trade. Another really interesting candle that just printed right here is a 3-day hammer candle. You see how there's a big long wick here with barely, actually there is a very tiny wick on the top. Now typically there could be a little bit more of a wick on the top, but to me this looks like a hammer candle. Hammer candles are usually at the bottoms of patterns and resemble buying pressure coming into the asset for a trend reversal.
Okay, I'll just pause the video here because I already noticing some mistakes and some errors. And if I go back here to the very first statement right here, it says something like,
how do we take this trade? Well,
okay, well, first off, how do we take this trade? That doesn't make sense if there's a finger pointing that way. That's a little confusing to the viewer. So that, I'm not even sure why that's there. And then the trade, it's got a recycle. I would probably see a $sign there or something if I was thinking about this video. It's got a recycling icon here for some reason. So immediately to me, the emojis are off. And let's just take a look. There were some issues already. What he was saying, the transcript wasn't accurate. Now this even does happen in Premiere Pro and other paid tools that I use. And when it does happen, it's very nuanced, because if either the microphone recording or the audio was unclear, this is usually the issue for that. Now in this case, he's got consistent audio and he's got a microphone right in front of him. So
interesting candle that just printed right here is a 3-day hammer candle. You see how there's a big long wick here with barely, actually there is a very, very tiny wick on the top. Now typically there could be a little bit more wick on the top. To me, this looks like a hammer candle.
okay, so it's not bad. I was just looking for areas where it did screw up, because I did notice that. So anyways, I'll pause the video again for a second. I'll go through some of these other ones and see how they do. I'm curious about the 22-second. What's happened here? Let's take a look. So this one, it's nothing. I'm playing it through. It says 22 seconds, but there's actually nothing there. So I'm not sure what's going on with that. Maybe it's too short. It did rank this one as number 2 virality score, I guess. Or is that just number 2 in order of clips? But anyways, these ones don't seem to be usable. Okay, this one here. Same thing. I'm not sure why that's happening, because I uploaded one long clip, and so maybe this is a glitch in their system, or I don't know what's happening with this, but 22 seconds. I've made videos that are that short, but usually they're succinct and straight to the point. This one is just empty. There's nothing there, so I'm not sure why that's the case. But anyways, it looks like there's probably 5, 6, 7, 8, maybe usable 1-minute clips. I'm going to go through them and choose the best one, and then choose to edit it, because I want to give this to my client and have something to use and show him how these tools work. And for you too, if you like how it comes out and you're satisfied with the results, this might be a good solution for you. I have about 8 or 10 other platforms that I want to engage with and test them out and see how they work. So if you're liking the content so far, maybe follow the channel, subscribe to the content so you could see those other videos. Check out the links in the description to these websites. You can find it for yourself. And or if you need help creating this type of content and you need something very specific and you need it done right and you need it marketable and you want to run it as an ad, hit me up. My website, integritydesign.us. This is what I do, creating content, photos, videos, but also using these videos to drive ads and traffic to your website. So keep that in consideration. Now back to the content. I'm going to go through this video here and take a look before I start editing. All right, so I paused the video. I went through these and taken a look at all of them. It looks like the virality score is basically, I'm going to say it's a common sense score. So basically some of the stuff is unusable because it's 20 seconds long. The virality score is basically how this thing put it together doesn't make sense. If it's chopping these clips up from different points in time throughout that 15-minute video, some of this stuff doesn't make sense. And then some of these videos here at the end, I think it was, let's see, this one right here, because divergences on different time frames. This one's interesting to me as a trader. At the end of this video, watch this right here. Just play the end for you.
Is actually not giving up data at all, right? So in our RSI is another.
Look at that. How, like it just ends right there. Random. Like why wouldn't it end at the end of the sentence or something? So like mid-sentence, it just ends right here. To me, that one's unusable without going in here and editing this thing. So I watched all of these ones here, and to me, at least the ones that make the most sense are at the top. And they're, again, the virality score, what they say here, I'm going to use that as like a logic or common sense score based on how the video flows, because at least this one is close to being comprehensive. Oh, this one again, it stops right there. He said something about risk to reward. I would stop it right there. As an editor, that makes sense to me. It's like risk to reward. I would stop it right there before a new sentence and new thought starts.
Right now, if we're looking to the long-term swing trade this, which in my opinion,
it just stops right there. He's talking about, oh, if we wanted the long-term swing trade, I would so on and so forth. That doesn't make sense. I would stop it back here. So anyways, I'll choose this video. Sake of time here, I'll choose edit and export. Now it brings up timeline editor. And now we have some options here to adjust these emojis and stuff. Okay, I see what they're doing here. Now this may be confusing to new viewers, and if you're an advanced editor, if you've done editing in any other platform, Final Cut, Premiere, you're very familiar with this, you know exactly what to do. It's a timeline indicator right here. This is like nonlinear editing styles. You can move stuff around non-destructively, but for the sake of this video here, I'm just going to go over some basic stuff. Is like, okay, these are the different text treatments that they have, I guess you could say. And the animations, if you want no animation, the words just stay solid, static on screen compared to bouncing or something like that. There's a couple options here. The words can be displayed or the lines. So basically, this is one word at a time displayed on the screen, and the other one is multiple words across the screen, multiple lines. Depends on how much they're speaking, what they're speaking about to use this one. And if you think about when you're watching these videos, have you ever seen them? When they're done wrong, it's very difficult and distracting. So make sure the content that you're sharing makes sense to choose either one word at a time or multiple words at a time if it's hard for people to comprehend, right? Whatever the topic is. Here's the choice selection for fonts and uppercase, lowercase, anchor points, I guess, position, size, scale, color, things like that. As I go through the timeline here, I noticed that to me, I think it's up a little bit too high. So I'd move it down. And let's see if I do this, it's going to move all of it down or just that one. Let's take a look. Let's go through and see if it moved everything. Yep. So that's like an anchor point. So it moves all text at once, which is good, I guess, because you want to move one at a time. Can you imagine doing all these? Like, you know, maybe you have to select, highlight everything, move it up. So that's good. That button works all at once. That's global. Size looks okay to me. It's within a safe zone. It's not going across the screen too far. Emojis, the emojis, some of them, if I turned it off, that would make sense, because some of these ones, like with the pointing and then when he's talking about something else, don't make sense to me. That's probably what I would do in this case, just to get this video out.
Actually, there isn't no.
Because there's already stuff you're looking at on the screen. It's not just a talking head. So like I would say that's even somewhat distracting. You could turn it on and then delete these emojis and just add them where you want to. But this platform, not really sure. There's an emoji button to choose which ones you want, but I've already turned them off because I think for this case, it's probably the best option. And then like as far as the text here, the presets, these are good to go presets already here. You could probably create your own, make new ones, it looks like. So if you want to add a new preset, you can create one, and you could call this one, client is Swing Trade Pro, so I would call it the STP preset, and then you can create a new one. I'm not going to do that here. Again, I'm just testing it, but if you wanted to, that's how you could do that. So every time you open it up, you would have that type of preset. This one actually looks cool. Let me just see what this looks like here. So let's see what happens. So, okay. So I'm just taking a look at them real quick here. That one looks okay too. I think this one looks good. And so if I got rid of the emojis, the thing I don't like about the lowercase, it was just like, for me, it didn't really work that well, but maybe I'll choose this one and then just change the color. So the color can be similar to what they already have going. And the other thing I'm noticing is that it's not really highlighting these words in particular. It's just kind of random. You know, maybe that's distracting, because if you're talking about something, you want to emphasize a certain word. I, as an editor, would create that as a all caps or like a highlighted word, or scale it up or something to dictate that this is going to be larger or emphasize that word in particular, but it's kind of doing this by default. And I don't really see any way to turn that off. Oh, actually, maybe that's my mistake. Yep, right here, highlight. Let me hit Control Z and see if it goes back. What if I just didn't have a highlight and kept everything at white, which is 6Fs? No, that's all black. White is zeros. The hex color. Let's see. Am I wrong? I'm not letting you do that. It's 0, 0. That should be all white. I thought, yeah, I am right. F. Hex color, 6Fs is white and zeros are black. Yeah, I don't know why it didn't work the first time. Anyways, so now I got the fill color, the stroke color, and the highlight as I want. Now it's not going to show any highlight at all, which is fine with me because it's not emphasizing any particular word there. And again, if you wanted to emphasize a certain word like hammer candle or something like that, it looks like you can go down here. Can you select that and then highlight just that word? Oh, let's see. Yeah, it looks like you can. There's a highlight section right here. You can highlight word, line, or put the box around it. But those are the presets. Can I do one word at a time only. What if I wanted to say hammer candle? Bear with me here. Let's see. Well, it doesn't look to be any option for that. So as a new user, just using the platform, checking out the user interface and trying to figure out these type of things, like it's pretty straightforward as far as adjustability and like advanced users and things like this. Being able to customize things might be a little bit difficult. Again, I know they're trying to make it easy for people, not confusing, but if you had an instance where you wanted to just highlight one word, it doesn't look like you're able to do that. And again, going to Premiere Pro, you can do that. A lot of things. You can scale that word up, make it larger, change the font, size, color, text, all these things to emphasize that word hammer candle. And then again, go down here, you'll be able to move these texts around for the duration that this is on screen. I like to have the cut right here at the end of the clip and the end of the word, so it's not like an L cut or a J cut where it's like hanging on the screen too long. So the next thought, I bring the next word on right here at that cut. So if he says hammer candle, that's what's on the screen, nothing else, right? So like there's no disconnect. Oops. There's no disconnect between those two words. It ends when he stops saying the word, begins when he says the next word. To me, that's what makes sense for comprehension, at least when I'm watching these videos. So, yeah, it doesn't really seem to snap that well right to the thing anyway, but it's besides the point. So anyway, you can see like, okay, he said hammer, then candles. So this is like dragging out heads and tails of this thing. It's like how long the text is going to stay on the screen. You want it to start here, you want it to start there. If so, drag it out to here a little further. So for whatever reason, the snapping doesn't work that well. Maybe we need to zoom in some more, but you get the idea. So like wherever you drag that, that's where the word's going to start and stop. So
Hammer candles are usually at
see that hammer candle needs to be over here. I don't know what's going on with that. That is weird.
hammer candles are usually hammer candles are usually at the bottoms of patterns that resemble buying pressure coming into the asset or a trend reversal.
Okay, now that we looked at the timeline here, this is the caption section. So I guess you can go in here and either add the emoji. Okay, now that I found the section. Okay, so here's where I was trying to add one emoji at a time. And it looks like you can go over here and let's see, does it have one for pressure? You can disable emojis and pick other style tab. But that's the thing, I don't want to enable emojis for every word. Maybe I just want to enable it for one at a time. So if it allows me to do that, I see the emojis there. I could go in here and delete them if I needed to, but it looked like, yeah, there was one section right there. So for a trend reversal, I could choose that emoji to be on or off, or delete it or change it. It looks like maybe, yep, you could choose whatever you want here. So that's how the emojis work. It's weird that they would have that in this section, but again, it's at the tab right here. So you go from over here to captions, and now over here in the caption, if something is misspelled, you can go in here and respell that correctly, properly, whatever that word is, and then the emoji you can turn on and off. So there is the setting for it. I retract what I said earlier because it looks like, okay, now we're looking at just this one in particular. Can we turn it off? I selected none. Did it work? Nope. So I guess that should be right there to choose no emoji. But I guess you're gonna have to click on it and just delete that emoji specifically. And then the next one comes up. So on this one, it seems like you're gonna have to do it one at a time here, but I don't want emojis on the screen all the time. Okay, it's taking a second.
Buying pressure coming into the asset for a trend reversal.
Okay. So it's a little clunky, the emoji stuff. Choose to use that at your discretion. It says right there you can delete them, and there's some options right here to split the clip in half and this type of thing. So for me, I like to turn the emojis off. I think I want to turn all of them off because to me it's a little distracting for what we're trying to show here. But that's pretty much it. Got a timeline, emoji, the transcript, and the crop function. Not actually using it here because this is going to allow you to do a split screen with another face or another talking head. Again, we're looking at charts here. That's not really relevant. It does have some option right here. You can zoom in on the chart and set that scale. So maybe you want to do something like this, I guess, but maybe this is better because you can see the whole thing. And so here's some options for that. And then style, that again, that's the preset and the type of thing right there. Text, font style, things like that. And then lastly, the trim section. This is basically the entire transcript. So whatever he's saying on the screen, you can either edit the video this way by moving things around or chopping these things up here in this section here. And then ultimately the media, that's the video that we uploaded. Again, these videos, for whatever reason, it's 1 minute and 3 seconds. And I want to chop that down to be 59 seconds because at the end of the video here, I would have stopped it right over here because it stops at mid-sentence. I would chop it off a little bit early.
Almost a 3-to-1 risk to reward. If we trade to the top of the resistance, it actually is exactly a 3-to-1 risk to reward. All right. Now, if we were looking to long-term swing trade this, which in my opinion,
see, it just stops right there, and I don't like that. I would go back here and chop it down. So what I would do, like just lastly, is go over here.
How do we?
So what he was saying, again, the slider's a little wonky. You got the slider down here, but a little finicky for whatever reason. So I'll go back over here and just drag this thing back to like 59 seconds. And where he says risk to reward, that's where I want to stop it. So let's see, zoom out. Yeah, it's a little finicky or wonky to move this stuff around. Not that intuitive, you would think, but the buttons just don't that smooth. But anyways, I'm gonna stop it where he says risk to reward. Three-to-one risk to reward. So I'm gonna stop it right there. And for whatever reason, it's that cloud server. The video's online somewhere, so it's having to reference all that stuff. So it's kind of chunking along here, but once it loads up, this is a preview here. I want it to stop and say 3-to-1 risk to reward. Right there. And before I export, I'll just make sure that's what it wants to see here.
It actually is exactly a 3-to-1 risk to reward.
So that's good. Now, the only thing about this is that if you're using these type of program, let's say you want to add something to it. Maybe you want to add your logo, your brand, some text, link in bio type of thing, add it on here. Website, link, any other logo, watermark, something like that. Is there a way to do it? How do we do it? I don't know. Like maybe it's upload here. You got to add another video to it on this layer because it doesn't show you really any way to add another layer to the timeline. Let's see, is it possible? Because that's something that is maybe necessary and handy. So let's see, caption. I don't really see any way to add these type of thing here. Style. So there's not really any way to do that. that I can see on the user interface here. Overlay. Okay, here's something right there. Okay, I spoke too soon. Overlay. Yep. Always visible, perfect for logo or watermark right there, right? Okay, so now you can add the logo in here. So it says right there, upload an image or a video. So let's just try one. If we got a ping image here, let me just find one we can use, and let's just take a look, see what this looks like. I'm looking for the logo. Let's see, we got one. I thought I had one handy, but anyway, let's just see. Huh, how about I'll just put in, I'll just put in a little ping image of him in the corner here, give him a thumbs up. Let's see what happens. Okay, so there we go. Kind of like an overlay. Again, got him giving the thumbs up here. This could be a logo, watermark, whatever. You get the idea. So let's just see. Now it adds a layer on the timeline here. You can see here's the heads and tails. You can drag it for whatever duration you want. Now it's just on its separate layer. That's going to be there the whole time. So you get the idea. Let's just see, like, okay, yep, it's going to stay there. Can't really animate this thing. Doesn't look like there's options to do anything with it. Transparency, there should be something here where you can reduce the transparency so it's like partially transparent, right? You've seen that before. So anyway, that's how that works. I'm gonna export it and give the final video over to my guy and let him take a look at it. And let's just see what happens. Stick around for this one here. Let's see what happens. It's gonna batch export all of them. You have to do one at a time. Let's take a look. Okay, now you're hit with the fees here. Okay, you want to unlock this, upgrade, export, choose a plan. $20 a month. That's if you do monthly, yearly. This is monthly. Okay, so the fees, they're not bad as far as like editing is concerned. If somebody's gonna do all this stuff for you, not bad at all, right? I know sometimes, like I have clients that pay $100 per one video, one of these videos here. So this is a reasonable rate by any means. It's not unreasonable, and definitely have some big discounts on the yearly. But again, this is the kind of the point that we're trying to get through here is like, are these useful to you? How much time is it going to save you? At some point, you're going to have to get in here and do these type of things. I know it's easy and it's quick because there's a lot of it's done for you, but then there's still stuff that you or your client is going to have to do. And if you're looking for a one push panacea, magic pill, magic button that's going to do everything for you, it does not exist. At least in this day and age, this is what we have so far. So it does a good job. It's quick. It's something. If you don't know what you're doing, at least it's something. But that's where we're at with this one. So again, I have 8 or 10 other ones to use, and I'm going to experiment with them all. Feel free to comment if you're looking for any feature you want to request any of these platforms to see how well they work. We're testing them out here, trying to give a good basis to see if this is right for you. How can you leverage AI? How can you leverage this technology to create social media content, viral videos, stuff like that? What works well for you might not work well for somebody else. And again, you need professional help, feel free to reach out to me. integritydesign.us, that's me right there. And this is my website. I'm happy to do all these type of things if you have a budget for marketing and you want to use these videos to run ads and things like this. So that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching this video here. If it was useful to you, let me know in the comments. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe or something. Or if you hate it, hit the dislike button twice for me since you hate it so much. And I will see you in the next video. Have a great day.